there's anything you pick up from reading the four Gospels in the New Testament, it's that Jesus was pretty much never in a hurry. His life was full, he's all over the map, yet he would regularly kind of sneak away and go rest and pray and Sabbath, but he was never really in a rush, never in a hurry. He would stop, interruption after interruption. People would get really frustrated with Jesus. Why? You're praying for that woman. She's dying. Well, so is this other woman. And people would get frustrated with Jesus because he was just so in the moment. John Ortberg, I don't know if you've read his work, he's a pastor and writer down in California who was mentored by my hero, Dallas Willard, who we just quoted, for 20-some years. And he tells this great story about calling up Willard one day, and this was, I think, in the 90s, and Ortberg was a teaching pastor at Willow Creek, which was essentially the most influential church in the world at that time, and he's a famous Bible teacher known all over America, and he's just this amazing, mature dude. But he tells a story. He says, I call up Willard, and I'm at this spot where I just feel stuck in my discipleship to Jesus. And yes, I'm a Bible teacher and all that stuff, but I just feel stuck, and I feel like I'm not where I want to be. And so he calls up Willard, and he says, all right, what do I need to do? And he said there was a long silence on the other end of the line, because with Willard, there was always a long, awkward silence on the other end of the line. And then Willard said this is from a phone conversation between Willard and Ortberg. He said this, quote, "Hurry is the great enemy of spiritual life in our day. You must ruthlessly eliminate hurry from your life." How good is that? So Ortberg, notepad out, he writes that down. He's like, that is tweet-worthy, Willard. You don't even know what that is, but this was in the 90s. There was no Twitter, but whatever. That's great. Writes it down, takes a deep breath. Wow, okay, profound. What's next? What else? And he said there was another long, awkward silence on the other end. And then Willard said, there is nothing else. That's it. Hurry is the great enemy of spiritual life in our day. You must ruthlessly eliminate hurry from your life. If somebody were to ask you, hey, in the Western secular world, in a progressive city like Portland, what is the greatest challenge in your spiritual life? What would you say? Most of us, I guess would say secularism or internet pornography or ISIS or liberal theology or racial tension or you fill in the blank. My guess is that very few of us would say hurry is the great enemy of spiritual life in our day. But remember that Satan does not, and we believe here that there is evil that is personified, right? Satan does not always show up as a demon with a pitchfork in a cartoon or on SNL. He shows up as an addiction to the dopamine rush that is your iPhone, or as another hour at the office on the weekend, or as commitment on top of commitment on top of commitment, or as a life of speed, go, go, go. The famous psychologist Carl Jung, who developed the idea of introverts and extroverts, that's him. His work was used to make the Myers-Briggs test. INTJ? Anybody? Nope. Okay, we're weird. He has this great line, hurry isn't of the devil, it is the devil. I love that. When I was running this vision series by my psychologist, who is also a PhD, brilliant, Jesus, Quaker, just great dude. And I was getting his feedback, critique, input, all of that, and he was a fan. But the one thing he said over and over, I think 3 or 4 times, he said the number one problem you will face is time. This is what he does for a living. Help people grow, help people mature. And he said people are just too busy to live emotionally healthy, spiritually rich, and vibrant lives.